Hi guys, welcome back to the MCM Buzz Stage. We are live here in Birmingham and we have another fantastic guest for you. Please welcome to the stage Andrew Lee Potts.
Hello, hi. Is that all you've got?
Come on guys, there we go.
Hey. The more you shout, more people crowd around. It's like Covent Garden.
We need to wake them all up, it's Sunday morning.
I know.
So how was your night last night? Are you enjoying the day?
Yeah, my night last night was great. I went to bed early. I'm not very well, I've got man flu. So, yeah, you know us men with flu, whinging about it. So yeah, I had an early night last night. So it's good, and my day is going very well today, but you have to excuse my kind of rather husky voice, so.
Is there a different sort of sound for you? It's like
yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Video game voice, maybe.
Yeah. It's just an annoying voice that cuts straight through you.
So obviously you've been to lots of icons. So is it any different this time round in Birmingham? Have you seen anything new? People have been asking you anything new particularly?
I think every single con is a little bit different from the last, with the people and the costumes. And I can see Peter Griffin. Woohoo! Sorry, I got distracted.
That's fine. That's a new one as well. I've not seen a Peter Griffin before.
So yeah, does that answer your question?
That does, pretty much. Perfect timing. But obviously at the moment you're in a couple of shows. So firstly, let's talk about Wireless.
Yes.
Because that is the show that you star in, you produce, you create, you write. It's fantastic. And wearing all those, that's you.
That's
wearing
me.
all those different hats. Do you have a favourite sort of role on the production?
I love directing. I do. My casting of myself as the lead character, ironically, is just to do with availability. It's convenient for me to play the lead role because I'm the person there all the time, and because it's a self-funded web show, and everybody gets involved in it for the passion and for completely free. Coordinating other actors and all the crew members is quite difficult, so it just worked for me to play the lead. And also the character was always meant to be a bit sarcastic and stuff, and that kind of lent itself to my sense of humour, so that's how I kind of ended up playing Jacob in it.
Yeah, I mean, he does seem a bit like a Connor Temple sort of character.
He's got a similar sort of humour, but he's a bit more grumpy, and he's a bit more closed off with his emotions and stuff, and that's where Unit White, the AI unit that he's partnered with, starts to come into play, because she's learning emotions and he's having to understand somebody learning emotions and try and deal with them, and hopefully it'll open up his emotions. So could I say emotions any more time? I'm going to say one more time, emotions, just at the end there.
So for those who haven't seen the webisodes, can you just explain a little bit? You've mentioned sort of Unit White and yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us what the show is about.
Basically, it's about a disgraced policeman who is a bit gobby, played by me, who has been off for 6 months because he got suspended. He's back at work and he's back in the police station, and they give him this new state-of-the-art car, as it were. Think a little bit like Knight Rider. It starts a little bit like that, and then it grows very quickly from there. So yeah, he's partnered with this unit called Unit White, who is in his car, but the difference with her is that she has a thing called the pulse, so she has a capacity to feel emotions. So she can learn to love, and if you can learn to love, you can theoretically learn to hate, which can be quite dangerous in a machine.
And we see in the last episode, spoiler alert, I suppose. That,
don't spoil it.
But essentially, as you mentioned, she is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And she essentially finds the emotion of worry and anxiety.
Yeah, she's got jealousy, worry, all
Yeah.
the things that happen to us in life.
Yeah, and so what will that then lead to, do we think? Because obviously she's going through a process really of finding emotions.
I mean, it can lead to anything. If you think of her like a child learning, a very powerful child learning, a child can throw their toys out of the pram quite a lot. So, and there might be a little bit of that coming up, but also empathy, all the, that's what we want to explore in the series. And like I say, within it, Up and Jacob's character Up. So we've got that as the core bit. And then you've got the conspiratorial world of London happening around them. Everybody wants their hands on this technology, and Jacob's now the protector of it. He doesn't want to be, though.
No. Well, it seems like he seems to be a little bit more clueless than sort of some of the rest of them in it.
I think that he has no idea what's going on. That's Lindsay, by the way. Lindsay was in a band called Bewitched. I don't know if you all know. Back in the day.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
With the Irish dancing.
Yeah, and the denim, the double denim.
Yeah.
So she plays my ex-girlfriend in it. She's a psychologist, which is great. Comes into play when I need to have help with Unit White. There's so many different characters in it, and I've been so lucky to get so many different actors, well-known actors, to appear in it as well. So.
Are they people who are sort of wrangling and going, help me with my project, or
they know me. I've always been like that. I've directed short films for about 10 years, and I literally pull in everybody that I like. I remember everybody's talented, and I pull in. I also get quite a lot of new actors that are just coming up and give them the opportunity to get to a wider audience, because the audience on Wireless is growing every single time. So it's great, really.
Have you been happy with the fan response to the show?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it, especially when I come to the cons, because that's how I'm putting it out there. People go, oh yeah, I'll check it out. So I'll check it out tonight, and then they come back the next day and they go, that was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I tried to make a proper TV show. There may be short episodes, but it looks high end, and we work very hard on making it look, like that.
It looks fantastic,
and it's for free, so.
And it's very futuristic looking.
It is, yeah.
And it almost looks like it's going to be sort of scary, but it does have that very funny element to it.
Every time I learned on this, on Primeval and other jobs that I've done, what we do really well with British humour is you have the drama, and then you kind of cut straight through it with sarcasm or humour, and it grounds it in a level that people like and people are familiar with. I'm very much like that as a person. I'm very transparent and very honest, and I do use humour a lot in my daily life, and it seems to work out well. So
yeah, I think so. So is the show going to get lighter or darker as it progresses?
I'd say it's going to get darker. The humour's not going anywhere. That's still going to stay there, because that's his default setting. But it's definitely getting darker. We've got the most ambitious shoot next week. It's going to get hardcore. Basically, we always planned that each episode the world would get bigger and bigger and bigger and more scary.
I think we're up to episode 8 now.
Up to episode 8. We're shooting 9 and 10 simultaneously at the moment.
And how many episodes have you got planned now?
There's 8 more episodes to come.
Okay, so about halfway through.
Yeah, you're pretty much halfway through, yeah.
So we're going to take some questions from the audience in a moment. So if you have some questions, then feel free to stick your hands up. I will come and find you. But before we get to that, one of the other projects that you're in, currently airing on ITV, is Stan Lee's Lucky Man.
Stan Lee's Lucky Man. Stan Lee.
The Stan Lee. How did that come about? How did you get that role?
Just auditioned for it. Yeah, I got the script through, and I was like, you've got to be joking. Because Stanley,
doesn't sound like Stan Lee.
Yeah, I was like, this is not, and it's the first time that he's collaborated with Sky One and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And just in case anybody didn't realise, they had to put it up there, just so. But yeah, it's a character that he was involved in, and yes, so the stories, it's pretty. There we are, me and James Nesbitt. It's a pretty dark story about his bracelet that gives him the superpower of luck, as it were.
James' character.
Yeah. So not my character. Basically, I come in and out of it. I'm about to come in it in the last episode next week. So.
And has it been fun playing that character?
It's been great, yeah. I come in, not to spoil anything, but I come in with an episode that's already been on, playing a gambler who's got himself in a lot of trouble, and I have to be a hitman because of the money I owe. That gets me arrested because I kill somebody. I'm now put in prison. Now he's in prison. Now he's going to come face to face with me again. So we shall see how it shall transpire. Will I help or will I hinder?
We'll see. Well, I mean, it seems like you're an ally to him, certainly at the moment.
Why does it seem like that? Why would you say that?
I don't want to spoil anything, but...
I'm not an evil piece of work, but the prison that we're in is controlled by Golding, and he may be able to force us to do things.
What would you do if you had that bracelet? If you could use the power of luck?
Just go to loads of film auditions. Ones that I really, really, really want to play.
The really big movie.
And hopefully, I mean, acting is a lot of luck because it is the right place, right time. Being in front of the right people, you know, it can completely shape and craft your career, whether you're good or not. You know what I mean? Some people are terrible out there who've got really lucky. Not to mention any names.
And there is a scene with you in the when you're gambling and the tongue scene.
Yeah, they're gonna. I have nothing else to bet, and they're threatening my girlfriend and my daughter, and so I bet my tongue, and I lose. So they're gonna cut my tongue off.
I mean,
that's how James Nesbitt's character Harry Clayton saves me, and we kind of So he does save me. He saves my tongue. I couldn't survive without.
I was going to say that would have been a little bit. I mean, when they're doing that scene, just imagining them.
It was horrible to film that scene as well. It was horrible to film, and they had to be holding my tongue for a long. Pretty hard to look cool at.
All right, so we're going to go to audience questions now. So if you want to stick your hands up, and we will come to you.
What inspired you to become an actor, and what's your favourite part about being an actor?
What inspired me to become an actor, and what's my favourite part? I kind of became an actor by default. Initially, my sister, my sister's also an actress, Sarah Jane Potts. She wanted to go to dance lessons, so I got dragged along. I didn't particularly want to do dance, but the same place had an acting bit, so I just did it. I couldn't play football, and I had to find a way that I could attract girls. And it worked, so that's good.
You're the second actor to tell us that it's about
Oh, no ways, it's true. And then I really liked it, and now I can't do anything else. I'm a bit addicted to it. So I like telling stories, whether it's being as an actor or being as a director. I like putting something and using my imagination. Yeah.
Any more questions from the audience?
If you could pick any cast in any film, which one would it be?
Sorry?
If you could pick any cast in any film, what would it be? What part would you play?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'd like to be in the X-Men, I think. I think I'd like just to experience one of those types of films. That would be great. But, truth be told, with my personality, I probably am more suited to something like Deadpool. You know what I mean? So maybe, he one of his random kind of X-Men, that they can afford. It might be me with some random power. I always like the X-Men. I don't know what X-Men movie it is, but I think he's Porcupine. And he's like, what can you do? And he's like, huh? And that's it. What'd you do with that? I don't know, you could put like little bits of cheese on them. I don't know.
You'd be great at a party for like kids. But when you first found out you were working on a Stan Lee project, I guess you must have thought about all those sort of different sort of Marvel type
I mean, he's
roles.
amazing, and he's in the start of the show. He's in his cameos and everything. Obviously, it lends itself to that, but it's a very British type of Stan Lee thing, which is great. But yeah, I mean, I'm a massive fan of all Stan Lee's characters. It would be, it's been fantastic. The whole world is huge at the moment, isn't it? So,
It is. I mean, if you were going to sort of cosplay a Stan Lee character, who would you dress up as? If it wasn't going to be the porcupine.
Yeah. I've said before Deadpool, but I think realistically, and a character that I'd love to kind of tackle, and I think Channing Tatum was going to do it, was Gambit.
Yeah.
I think because of the hat, probably. But I can imagine, especially maybe them going down the Channing Tatum route. He's got a good humour about him as well. So I imagine he's a bit sarcastic with it, and so that's a character that I'd probably cosplay as. That I think might suit me a little bit.
Well, one of the other characters that I think is pretty popular, you guys might know, is that you played the Mad Hatter in Sci-fi's Alice in Wonderland.
I did indeed.
And it was a different version. Like, I don't think I ever would have thought we'd see like a northern Hatter.
I know my first line is, "Would you like a cup of tea?" It's like, what? The Hatter's from Bradford. How did that work out?
Did they ever ask you to sort of change it, or was it always going to be that sort of?
Never got asked to change my voice at all. I've got a bit of a. I mean, today it sounds weird, but I've got a bit of a weird tone to my voice anyway, which the director really liked. So they know it's never been asked that, but no, they've never asked me to change the way I spoke in it. If anything, I'm probably more northern in it. So
yeah, more northern.
More northern,
Like
yeah.
Different.
So.
And it was a beautiful setting, beautifully filmed.
Yeah, we shot it all in Vancouver, which is one of my favourite places in the world. It's got a bit of everything there, with the amazing Katarina Scorsone, who was Alice. Yeah, it was just the whole thing. It had, Kathy Bates was Queen of Hearts, Tim Curry was Dodo. I was very lucky to be such a central character in all of that. So.
Yeah. And filming in Vancouver, you also filmed Primeval New World there.
I did. I went out and shot that, which was weird.
Yeah. So is it sort of different, very different filming those two projects?
Alice and Primeval. It was really odd because during the middle of Primeval, when it got rested for a year before we came back, I went and did Alice. So obviously that was a new project for me to kind of break away, so that was fantastic. I'd used what I'd learned on Primeval and went and did Alice. But going back a couple of years later for Primeval New Year was nuts, because I turned up on set and they had so much more money than we had over in the UK, and I walked onto set the first day and it was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew Lee Potts, the reason we're all here," and everybody kind of whooped and
like
screamed, and I was like, "Wow, hello." I was like, "Yes, I am the reason you're all here." That didn't go down so well.
Well, we loved it, and we love your shows at the moment.
Thanks.
And we hope to see lots more. But for now, we have to wrap it up. So thank you very much. And just remember, everyone at home, Andrew has very kindly signed a Wireless poster for us. So there you go.
If you want to watch Wireless, you can watch it online at www.wirelessweb.london. There's 8 episodes up and there's 8 more to come, so enjoy.
And we are on YouTube at the MCM Buzz channel and on Twitter at MCM Buzz. So to win Andrew's poster, just go on, subscribe, follow, and answer a simple question for the chance to win. Once again, everyone, thank you to Andrew Lee Potts.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers. Have a good day.
So play along. I'll put a hand to your head, and all I wanna be is with you.